Okay guys, today is lesson 18. Our content goal for this lesson is I can find a rate by dividing two quantities. And although it says dividing, what we're actually going to be doing today is going to look more like multiplication because the division of two quantities is represented as a fraction. For example, 2/3, if you needed to find the actual quantity of that, you would have to divide 2 divided by 3. So today we're going to be using some fractions to multiply. And as we know, when you multiply by a fraction, you actually basically are dividing by a whole number. We talked in a couple of our previous videos about how if I'm dividing by 4, I would actually multiply by 1/4. So that's what it'll be looking like today. So just expect and anticipate to be doing multiplying by fractions. Let's get started. And our biggest little takeaway or cheat, I guess it's not a takeaway, it's really a take into, if you will, but what we want to really be thinking about, you guys, is that today we're going to be turning everything into a fraction, everything. So, just so you know what that's going to look like, here's an example where it might appear in previous lessons as 4 miles per hour. Today we're going to make it into 4/1 miles over hour. That's another way of saying miles per hour. Any whole number we can make over 1 to still be a whole number but represented as a fraction. So instead of 4 miles per hour written like this, it's going to be looking like this in today's lesson, where it's written miles per hour, one on top of the other. Okay, and then if I'm multiplying it by 3 hours, literally everything's becoming a fraction in this lesson. So 3/1, even hours over 1, just so it looks like a fraction. This will make more sense as we go, but just welcome your inner fractions today because we are going to be turning everything into 1. All right, let's keep going. All right, so for our first example in our classwork today, at Fun Burger, the burger master can make hamburgers at a rate of 4 burgers a minute. And box that in because I know that's important information, the rate. In order to address the heavy volume of customers, he needs to continue at this rate for 30 minutes. If he continues to make hamburgers at this pace, how many hamburgers will the burger master make in 30 minutes? There are some prompting questions down here. At what rate does the burger master make hamburgers? We know the rate is 4 burgers a minute. How long does the burger master make hamburgers? 30 minutes. Multiply the rate by the amount of time the burger master works. Answer the question asked in the problem. Okay, so there's some of you right now who are saying, okay, Miss Rondella, why are you trying to make me turn everything into a fraction? I know that all I need to do is I need to multiply 4 times 30 to get my answer. Well, the way that we're going with rates and proportions, let me just tell you that the sooner you embrace the idea of turning things into fractions to multiply, the easier the lessons going forward are going to be for you to adapt. These are whole numbers and it's easy to multiply them together, but if you get used to this way with these easy numbers, once they start throwing some more challenging figures at you and you're already used to using this formula, you will thank me for teaching you this way early on. So let's just practice this together. Yes, we are going to be multiplying 4 times 30, but I want to show you the formula and make sense out of this. So what's happening with this rate is we know the rate is 4 burgers a minute. So as I said at the beginning, we want to turn everything into a fraction. Okay, burgers over minute, burgers per minute, this already looks like a fraction. But this 4, it does not look like a fraction. So how can I make this whole number 4 into a fraction? I can put it over 1 because any whole number can be placed over 1 and still be true to its value. If I were to take 4 and divide it by 1, I would still get 4. So I'm not changing that number at all. I'm just making it look like a fraction. Okay, so we're going to be multiplying 4 burgers a minute times 30 minutes. So we've got 30 and we've got minutes. Now again, we want to make all of this into a fraction. So I'm going to put 30 over 1, even minutes over 1. Everything is now a fraction. Okay, and so what I'm doing is I'm multiplying all of these things together. Now, since I have, one thing I want to talk about really quick is the commutative property. It allows me to switch the order of any of these factors around. So I can move minutes over here, and minutes over minutes would reduce down. They're equal, okay? So you don't have to understand that. I just want to make sense of why I can do this. I can cross off minutes here and here because I have one on the top and the bottom. Those cancel each other out. So now if I multiply straight across, I have 4 times 30, and I still have that word burgers, so I can't get rid of it. 4 times 30 is 120 burgers. Multiply down here, 1, nothing, 1, 1, just 1. So my answer I know is 120 burgers. Now again, you guys are like, Miss Rondella, you are crazy. Why am I learning it this way? I could just have figured that out by multiplying 4 times 30. Well, I really want to reiterate that if you just embrace this idea now, moving forward, it's going to be a lot less challenging to understand. Also, you always know what label to use because you're literally crossing out the rest of it. So the only word left is burgers. It's all this awesome math language that you're going to keep seeing all the way through high school. Let's move on to the next problem. Okay, how are you feeling about turning everything into a fraction? Well, let's do it again. Chandra is an editor at the New York Gazette. Her job is to read each article before it's printed in the newspaper. If Chandra can read 10 words per second, how many words can she read in 60 seconds? So let's try this out again. I've got 10 words per second. All right, that already looks like a fraction. I'm going to turn this guy into a fraction too. It's a whole number, so I can put it over 1. Okay, what else do we have? We want to know how many words she can read in 60 seconds. 60 seconds. I guess I should have wrote seconds out here too, so it looks more the same. 60, let's make it a fraction by putting it over 1. It's a whole number. Seconds, I'm going to put that over 1 as well, so it looks like a fraction. Remember what I said when we have seconds here and seconds here, those cancel each other out. They would reduce down if I moved the order of these two. It would be seconds over seconds. We can reduce that down. It's the same thing. So now we just multiply straight across. So I have 10 times 60. I know 1 times 6 is still 6. And all I'm simply going to do is I am going to add those 2 zeros back on because I can't forget about them. So 600. I have words as my label down here. It would just be 1 all the way across. So we know our answer is 600 words. Not too bad, right? Let's go on to the next part, which involves doing some quick exercises.